What's good, YouTube? It's Hollow. Alright, so this is my first video on YouTube, so this is a welcome to y'all. So I guess I gotta make an introduction type of video. I'm Hollow. I'm actually from Paris. I make music, but I also love anime, video games, fashion, and learning about new cultures. And I always wanted to try doing something on YouTube, so here goes nothing. But I plan on making so many different types of stuff on the internet, so don't forget to subscribe or follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or in whatever social media. But for now, for y'all to get to know me better, I'm gonna tell you about my first anime convention that took place in October 2024, so almost a year ago now, which was Paramanga. How it went down and how it potentially change my life forever. So basically, my school was in partnership with the people organizing the event, which allowed kids from my school to be a part of the staff team. So obviously I had to go, and I do not regret a single bit. But let's start from the beginning. So a month before the convention happened, the whole school received an email to inform us about the event and that we could participate as staff members. So I immediately signed up, and in the following days and weeks, they gave us all the information that we needed, and they scheduled everything until the day of the event. So comes the day of the event, I remember being super excited but also super stressed because I had to go there alone, like do the road solo. Like I remember everybody that I knew that was going to the event were going by small groups, and I was the only one who went there alone. But it didn't bother me because I like to discover new things on my own. But anyway, when I got there, I got even more stressed because I thought I was late. Because when I arrived, 3 of my friends were already there, but they were simply in another time group. But I was like, damn, what I gotta do now? Because I see them with vest and everything. So I get to asking like 1,000 questions to know what I gotta do. But as I'm speaking to them, a random 5'4" lady comes staring at me with a mean frown on her face because she also thought I was late. Figure out it was the manager of my three friends that were already there. My friends get to explain her the situation, and suddenly she just turns into the nicest blonde lady ever. She takes my name and tell me to follow her back to the staff headquarters. And before going to the event, I knew that some people I knew were supposed to be here. But to my surprising surprise, when I arrived, nobody was there. So I was just there, awkwardly waiting for someone I knew to show up. But for the moment, I just had to talk with the staff managers for them to take my name and tell me what to do, while I was just mimicking other staff members. Then, about half an hour later, I hear this atrociously loud group of familiar voices coming down the hallway. And there, my classmates had finally arrived, and my whole mood changed basically. But that change didn't last long because since everybody was here, it was time for us to get assigned our missions. And I didn't get paired up with anybody that I knew. Instead, I was paired with this girl I didn't know that was coming from another school. And what we had to do was go outside to the VIP entrance to scan the VIP members' passes and everything. But instead, we ended up doing nothing for a whole 2 hours because turns out only 6 VIP members showed up to our door, and like 5 of them already knew what to do, so they just passed the gate without telling us a single word. So we basically ended up doing nothing. So we just sat there even though we were completely forbidden to sit. And since we were at an anime convention, the easiest conversation starter was obviously anime related. So I get to asking her her favorite anime and whatnot. Then her friend that was assigned to another time group joined us, and then I became friends with the 2 of them. And I didn't realize it at the time, but this was going to be the start of what conventions were going to be for me, meaning a place where I could meet new people and discuss with them about our common interest and make friends with them. So after our 2 hours, we have to go back to the headquarters to get us on the next mission that was also supposed to last 2 hours. So they take us back to the headquarters and try to find a new mission to assign us, but they weren't finding any. Because, mind you, there were 3 different schools outside of our school, and each school had about 3 to 5 kids. Our school came with 15 kids, so they were definitely overstaffed. So after a couple walk around the headquarters and talking to other staff members, I just thought to myself, what if I just left and made my way into the convention? So that's exactly what I did. So I took my badge, because having a badge meant that you look like someone important, when in reality I was just a useless kid who got himself a badge. But anyway, it was my first step into the actual convention, because where I'd only entered the building and seen people entering the convention, I had not actually stepped foot in it, because, well, I got inside and was moved outside for like a whole 2 hours. So when I arrived, I kid you not, it was one of the most mind-blowing sights I'd ever seen. I'm talking about colors everywhere, anime themed stands, anime themed music, pop culture stands, so many cosplays. Like, I kid you not, I'd never seen a cosplay IRL before that day. But now I was surrounded by hundreds and thousands of people in cosplays, like at once in the same place, in this gigantic building that was like 1 hour away from my house, but I had never seen before. It was so insane. To tell you, I was already passionate about anime. I had already watched over 100 animes, was caught up on One Piece, read dozens of mangas. But that day, my love for anime really fucking quadrupled, because really the love and the passion I had seen from people towards their interest really inspired me to fully embrace what I like, you know. So after that, I did my walk around the convention alone. Then I was joined by friends that were other staff members, and then I encountered some friends that I knew outside of the school that were still attending the convention, and met some new ones. It was one, if not the funniest day of 2024. At some point, one of my friends wanted to play Just Dance, and to my surprising surprise, there was a gigantic screen where like about 100 people could just simultaneously play Just Dance in the middle of this fucking humongous building. And since we needed to not lose anyone, I had to sit there and watch them play Just Dance for about half an hour, because I don't know any of the Just Dance choreography, like none of them. After that, we walked a bit, and I was so surprised when I seen 3 Bumblebee from Transformers car models just sitting there inside of the convention, and that you could open them for only $5. And one thing about me is that I fucking love the Transformers franchise, but I missed the opportunity that day. So you know that second day of the convention, I came with only one simple thing in mind: getting into that fucking robot. After that, we walked around the conventions, took a lot of photos, videos, saw a whole damn bunch of Hatsune Mikus, and I don't want to copy Jaden, but since that day, I really fucking love like seeing Hatsune Miku like everywhere. I'm not a huge fan of her music, it's just a funny thing. Then came the karaoke, which was again an insane thing to me, because I had never been to karaoke, let alone with friends. But now I was thrown in that crowd of like 1,000 people, just like singing the Shingeki no Kyojin opening or whatever. It was insane. And then the first day was over. But before leaving, I had to soak in the moment. So what I did was take my earphones and do one last walk around the convention. And for some reason, I decided to put on some Japanese music because I'd consumed so many Japanese media that day and so much of the Japanese culture that it just felt right. And I fell into a new interest, being Japanese music and Japanese language. After listening to Lilac by the group Mrs. Green Apple, the same people that made the Fire Force opening, the first one. And the combo, great music, great people, great day, and new experience, like it just made me shed a tear, you know? And I'm not the type of person to like cry, like at all. But really, that day I had to let it go, you know? So then I had to join my friends that were waiting for me outside to go back home. And then it was time for day 2. But for now, we'll stay at that. And I'm waiting for y'all to tell me if y'all want a part 2 with day 2. And since then, I went to probably about 7 conventions. So if y'all really like to hear my stories or want like longer ones or detailed ones, like y'all just let me know and I will try to make that happen for y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me though, and please subscribe and hit that like button and follow me on IG and TikTok. Vas-y, salut.